Today, I want to make the case for keeping your yoga sequencing boring. And that isn't to say creative sequencing is a bad thing. In fact, I think it's amazing, but I wanted to give you the other perspective or other side. And before I do that, I also want to invite you to the Yoga Sequencing Summit that I am hosting on October 23rd and 24th. We have 9 speakers, 10 presentations, and 2 days of amazing information. And in fact, you'll learn a lot about creative sequencing, but today let's talk about boring sequencing. And the reason I'm going to talk about this is because in that virtual summit, there is going to be a lot of talk about creative sequencing and getting a little bit more extra, I guess you would say. But I think there's also something really magical about the boring repetition. If you aren't aware of this secret, you don't have to be wildly creative to be a great yoga teacher. In fact, sometimes boring sequencing can be the best kind of sequencing. On a personal note, every time that I feel like I'm overwhelmed by not knowing what to teach because I feel like I have to be new and different, as soon as I come back to the basics of what I was taught in my 200-hour training, those become my best classes. Somewhere along the way, we started believing that every class needed to be different, with new transitions, clever themes, something new. Students have never seen this before. But here's the thing. Yoga was never meant to be reinvented every single week or every single class. Think about some of those classes or those styles like Ashtanga or Bikram. They follow the same sequence every single time. Why? Because repetition builds mastery. You have to do the same thing many, many times to become really good at that thing. Think of any other modality, any other thing. Like when you learn a musical instrument, you're likely playing the same scales, the same thing many, many times over and over again. Yes, I know in yoga there's no performance, there's no reaching perfection at all, but you can reach a place that is beyond where you are if you repeat the same things over and over. Students grow from consistency, not novelty and constant creativity. Even my own morning yoga class, which I just did right here, is pretty much the same every single day. It's not identical, it's not a set sequence identically, kind of like Ashtanga would be, but it's really familiar. It's really grounding, it's reliable, it's effective, and students know what to expect. What's also really cool is that if my Wi-Fi cuts out or if I freeze, one of my students will jump in and start leading the class because they know the sequence, they know what to expect, and they love it. They know what to expect, they can feel their own progress, and I don't have to waste my energy trying to make the class new and unique every single time. Because it's a 6 a.m. in the morning class, I don't have much time right before it to prepare. So I show up, I do the same thing with the change up is I do like a different affirmation or a different theme each day. But it makes the practice just that little tiny bit unique, but still reliable and familiar. It's kind of boring, but it works so well. The real creativity in your teaching isn't about inventing new shapes or doing crazy cool transitions that some of your students probably can't even do. It's about how you show up. It's about how you cue into awareness and how you guide your students into the intention. So simple and boring sequencing does not make you lazy. It makes you focused. And sometimes a lot of us creative type people need a little more focus. I find that in working with a lot of my yoga teacher clients is less everything, more focus. And maybe it would be nice to have your yoga sequencing also reflect that need for focus. Anyway, if this resonates with you, if you've ever felt like your sequences aren't fancy enough, or if you want a little bit more, I do encourage you to join our Yoga Sequencing Virtual Summit. It's October 23rd and 24th. And if you are seeing this after the fact, there is a replay option available. We have some great speakers in the lineup and I'm so excited for it. If you want to join live, it is free. We're doing it on Zoom, keeping it really simple, not too creative, but I'm gathering together some of the best experts in the topics of yoga sequencing, chair yoga, yin yoga, high frequency living, simple sequencing, creative sequencing, yes, and all sorts of things. So join us in this 2-day event. So you can go and do that at sequencingsummit.com. Yes, I bought that domain name, sequencingsummit.com. Because your classes, they really don't have to be complicated to be powerful. You can get a little creative, it can be boring, and you can still be a great teacher, because sometimes simple is the magic. And that's what I believe. Although I really do like creativity, but like I said, focus. So that's what I wanted to share today. Go ahead and sign up, sequencingsummit.com, and I will see you over there.